What's going down, good people? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, stick around for a little while. You might like what you're seeing here, and if so, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want more of this content, hit that subscribe button. It's a little notification button right next to that as well. You can hit that. You might get videos as soon as I drop them. You might not. I'm not really sure how this thing works. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. But I do got a little video for y'all. If you're not really feeling buying loot boxes, or you don't have no more coins, I got something for you. One of my favorite features in the game, and one of the best parts of the Nemesis system, in my personal opinion, is the death threat system. Now basically what this is once you get to a certain point in the game, you'll be able to dominate any low level orc, and with just a little bit of more effort, you'll be able to dominate captains and war chiefs as well. But to initiate the death threat, you'll first have to find a worm and then gain intel from that worm. Now these orcs is not hard to find. They're marked with the green icon over their head, and they don't need no time at all to dominate them. So you can actually just run in, hold down your required button. For me personally, I'm playing on the PlayStation 4, so I have to hold down circle for about 3 seconds, and then I start to dominate that particular orc. Now this sends me an option to basically send a death threat to any orc within their ranks, whether captain or war chief. Now what this does, it essentially gives the orc that received the death threat time to prepare and ready his defenses for the battle, right? This makes him just a little bit tougher. So like for instance, he might have some more orcs around him, or some Korogors by his side, and it really just depends on the type of enemy that you're targeting. So you really got to check their stats, and that alone is one of the reasons why I think this game is so awesome. It adds a variety to it, just a variety of enemies and different ways to approach a battle. All stems from what that particular enemy's weaknesses and strengths is. So just looking at their stats and paying attention to that, gaining that intel from those particular orcs, and they're called worms. So just be on the lookout for that. But gaining that intel from them is it's kind of valuable. Now you can, of course, always run in swords blazing. You can approach the battle like that. Now it might be harder depending on, like I said, their weaknesses and strengths, but you still have a good possibility to get the job done. But me personally, I like to attack from the air if I can, pick people off with my bow, move from rooftop to rooftop like some kind of medieval green arrow. But hey, that's just me. I play the game how I want to because I bought it. You play the game how you want to because hopefully you bought that bitch as well. But getting back to the topic, once you defeat the orc who was sent a death threat, you will receive more XP as well as better loot. That's my personal opinion. Here's how I kind of tweak the game. I like to send a death threat to an enemy that has already killed me. You'll see in the gameplay in the background, I was going for Tars the Unashamed. Now his name alone leads me to one more thing. The very first time we fought, he killed me, right? I found him again. Now I was unable to dominate him after I had beat him, simply because his rank was so high and I was unable to dominate him, right? So they had gave me another option, which was to shame him. And the reason being for this is basically if an orc that you beat is if their level is higher than you, if you're at a level 15, you're trying to dominate a level 22, you're not going to be able to do that. So what they're going to do is they're going to give you two options. They're basically going to allow you to either fight him to the death, or they're going to give you an option to shame him. Now shaming him will make him run away, and in doing this his level will drop. And I'm not really sure how many levels it'll go down, but I've seen it drop like 5 levels. For example, it started off at like 24, and then when I beat him and shamed him, it dropped down to 19 when I seen him back on the army menu. So but now if he drops low enough, you can go out, seek him out again, beat him, and then try to dominate him if you feel like he's worth it. You have to pay attention to the stat. I do have some characters on my list that have a weakness to ranged weapons, but I try to find the ones that don't have that weakness, because I know a lot of people who come into the game when you're playing online, they're going to be using that bow and arrow, and it's very beneficial against enemies that are scared of ranged weapons. I do personally feel like sending the death threats to someone that is already a nemesis can get you better gear. That is my personal opinion. But yeah, that was basically my tip on how to possibly acquire some decent gear without buying loot boxes, especially if you ain't got no more coins lying around. And I was gonna do a video on the loot box thing just like everybody else, but my personal opinion is simple. If you got the money, cool, do you. Though I do feel feel like it is stupid when you can just play the game and get the same shit. Only thing that I personally think that you're paying for is time. So if it comes down to it, do you have time to play the game and grind for shit? Because if you don't have time to play the game and grind for shit, if you work 2 jobs or some shit, or you work 3rd shift and you always sleep during the day, but you still like to play the game and you like to play online, you ain't got time to sit there and do all of that grinding to get characters after character after character. So buying that shit makes totally fucking sense to me. But if you got time on your hands to do the grinding, I don't see why you would buy that shit. I don't. I mean, that's kind of taken away from what you're playing the game for. You're playing the game for that particular reason, to pick and scope out an area and find out a target and figure out if he's good enough to go dominate, or you just want to kill him to get the gear. You know what I'm saying? So I personally feel like if you want to buy the loot boxes, that takes away from the fun aspect of the game. So like I said, to me, personal opinion, it comes down to time. Do you have the time, or do you not have the time? But if you're feeling the content, man, do your boy a big solid and hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated, the support and everything. Just can't even tell you how much it's appreciated. And if you want to see more, don't hesitate to go ahead and hit that subscription button as well. But are you playing the game? And if you are playing the game, what do you like the most about it? What are you doing as soon as you log in? It's the first thing you check. Is it the gear system? I mean, whatever. Just drop it down in the comment section. Talk to your boy. You know, let's chop it up. But as always, stay 100 with yourself. Stay 100 with your people. I'm out.
Pathetic efforts to humiliate me! A shameful move! You couldn't shame me, so now you kill me. Pathetic. You are saved, not me. Shamefully predictable.
In this bitch cause you too bad for this shit. How the relationship gon' last if he not having no chips? You need a man, buy you bags, have you bragging and shit. You don't need no man without no plan, doing all that nagging and shit. Well, it's Gucci, man, and Gold Link, and we got gold sinks. I just bought my chick a cold mink.